This is what I have been seeing. Look, look, look. This is not in the original painting.
Here's another one. Prophecy.
Oh my God. Dante's Inferno isn't fiction, it's a prophecy.
Riding on the wave of success from the recent film In the Heart of the Sea and the Beatles documentary 8 Days a Week the Touring Is, Ron Howard returns to film another Dan Brown book to film adaptation, Inferno. Tom Hanks returns again as Robert Langdon, but I always thought he was a miscast in this fast-paced type of role. In support, Felicity Jones, soon to star in Rogue One, Star Wars. She plays Dr. Sienna Miller, and we also have Irfan Khan in support, as well as Omar Sy, and the villain is played by Ben Foster. We could talk about the positives of this film. Definitely the cinematography, the look and feel of the film. I just love the look of the European landscape and the way they incorporate the puzzles into these films, as well as an excellent Hans Zimmer film score. As with every book-to-film adaptation, this film has issues, and you will find those out as we go through the review. Okay, so to go through the basic plot of the film, Robert Langdon wakes up in the middle of a hospital in Florence, not knowing how he got there or what he's doing. He's suffering amnesia, and pretty soon he's on the run because there are people after him. And this character, Bertrand Zorbist, played by Ben Foster, is the protagonist. He intends to release a virus that could wipe out half the world's population, and it's up to Langdon to stop that virus from becoming a reality. For this role, Tom Hanks is supposed to be iconic, such as the way that Tom Cruise is to Mission Impossible, such as the way that Matt Damon is to Bourne. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work for him. For what's supposed to be a fast-paced movie, sometimes you're left confused, and it doesn't really work with the whole tone and pacing. First half of the movie, the first hour, you're left very confused if you haven't read the book. It gets you to ask a lot of questions and solve a lot of puzzles, something that would have been a lot better in the written form. And then there's the chemistry between Hanks as Langdon and Felicity Jones as Dr. Sienna Brooks, which again for me was a bit of a mismatch, and it didn't really work so well on screen for this type of movie. And there is Ben Foster, fresh from playing Lance Armstrong in The Program. If you've seen that movie, I recommend you watch it. If you haven't, it's a great film. He's a bit of a miscast in this role again, and I didn't really like the idea of them releasing this whole virus onto the world. It just didn't really sit well with me. I would say Irfan Khan was probably the best out of all of the characters that they had cast in this film. And what also disappointed me with the film was that they changed the ending from what had occurred in the book. I'm yet to read the book, but from what I've read, that is not something that really sits well with a lot of the fans of Dan Brown's books, because the music in the film is what really draws me in. That in mind, I thought the tone and pacing felt very rushed. Tom Hanks doesn't deliver in this film as he did in Sully, but that's just my opinion. But as I did state previously, one of the major highlights of any film is a soundtrack. It has to be. And because Hans Zimmer does this soundtrack, I am going to say that I was very impressed with the outcome. And it's just great to sit there in a theatre and listen to what he has to offer, because every time he does a movie, his soundtracks just blow my mind. So it starts out rather confusingly, but picks itself up towards the end, and has you feeling like it has the pace of a runaway freight train, but unfortunately this one runs off the rails. So here is my score for the film. So it's a 2.5 for me. It's definitely only a sort of film that I would watch if I was a really die-hard fan, because the average casual viewer may not get the most enjoyment out of this one. I'd love to know what you thought of this film. I'd love to know what you think of Ron Howard's films and what are your favourite Ron Howard films. For me, it's definitely Frost Nixon and Rush. And I'll be back with more shortly, but if you like what you see and you want to see more, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching my channel.